from a company's perspective, what are some things that a company can do to kind of like shore up this skills gap between people who are leaving with tons of experience and knowledge, and also coupled with this fact that it's also difficult to get skilled workers into these jobs in manufacturing industrial settings?
It is a challenge. It is a challenge one recognizes. That's one of the reason I call out this. Transforming your workforce is one of the key element of our strategy. Microsoft Cloud for Manufacturing really talks about that as one of the key areas. We have seen, using of, how those people can share information, their learnings through and throughout. Collaboration is a key part of that capability. So first is transforming their existing work environment to make it very attractive to the workforce, the new generation of workers that are entering the workforce, as an example, because I think, a lot of people don't see manufacturing as a cool. As you can imagine, it's old, dated, noisy, and and I think that's a view that has changed quite some time ago, but it has not been well articulated with the broader community and attracting more people to take up those within their education stream and then join the workforce as in one part of it. But I think it's important to also recognize the fact that one has to attract the talent and recruit and then retain them. And I think that's a key part of it, providing them with the right tool sets and other things. One of the great, I talk about this from time to time based on some of the conversations. A lot of factories had in the past really doesn't allow use of mobile phones in the factory floor, as an example. And for whatever reason, good reasons, there are good reasons why it cannot be used. There are also reasons why it can be used. But I think if you think about the Generation Z, think about them not using a mobile phone in their work break and not looking into their, social stream or, responding to something. It is amazing, how the world has changed. And I think, adopting some of these modern capabilities and creating this modern enterprise that's forward-looking, that's the first step. Creating that environment that actually attracts innovation, that attracts individuals to be much more proactive in solving the problems. That's the first step. The second is creating an environment where learning is continuous. And I think, this is where we can think of tools that not only captures the essence of how problems are being solved, but these becomes kind of assistant that can actually answers to your questions, looking into the large pool of problems that have already been solved, finding the right set of informations, and even the right resource who can solve the problem for you. And I think those are key part of it, and making that investment into that resources for the future is the critical aspect of what companies can do right now, as an example.
We talk a lot about digital transformation, and I think what really stood out to me in your comments was it may not just be about the digital transformation, it's also about the workplace transformation as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, you're absolutely right. I think, we see that a lot of people think only about investment in digital technology, but they forget about that human element that really need to run this part of it. And one needs to think of that holistically end to end, as an example. So you are spot on actually recognizing that as one of the key element of our strategy on how we think about it.